life when someone steps into a community and doesn't just blend in. They build something that changes everything. Today's guest is one of those women. When she arrived in Regina, she noticed a silence around the brilliance, the leadership, and the excellence of Black people. And instead of accepting that silence, she created a platform that speaks loudly, boldly, and unapologetically. Vinolia Apakoh is the founder and CEO of Akwaaba Foods and the Blackcellence Network. She is also the proud recipient of the Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee Medal and the 2025 YWCA Regina Women of Distinction Award in the Community Champion category. The Blackcellence Gala is more than an event. It's a declaration, a reminder that our stories matter, our contributions matter, and that our presence is powerful. And behind that movement is a woman whose heart beats for community, culture, and connection. A woman who serves true food, true leadership, and true vision. So today, we honor our journey, our courage, and our commitment to uplifting others. Welcome to Conversations with Lady Ray. Let's begin. So Lady Vinolia, I like to call her Auntie V, and people sometimes call her Lady V. So Lady V, you're welcome to Conversation with Lady Ray. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here too, because we should have done this quite a while ago.
I know.
I'm glad we're finally getting to do this. So just to start, can you just tell us a bit about yourself? Just
You've
said it all.
You've said it all. What else even say about me? I think the only thing I'll add is that I'm from Ghana.
Yes, I didn't put that part. Because I didn't want it to look like it because we're all immigrants. So yeah, we're integrated. So,
exactly. So I'm from Ghana, and I would say I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm a grandmother.
Yes. See, she is a grandma. So, warming up, let's just talk about this. You know, when you got to Canada, you got to Regina in 2012.
Yes.
So what was the Black community like when you got here then? And
I would say that when I came in 2000, I had visited before. So I had visited in 2009. I came here 2009 summer. And then I went back and then came back, I think it was the fall of the 2009, I came back again. Because at that time I was making plans to move here, and I said, let me come back and see if it's somewhere that I would want to live. Okay. So when I came back in the fall, I decided I said that, this is the place. So at that time, I didn't have any intentions of anything, So when we finally moved in 2012, I realized that there was a growing Black community, and that had many talented professionals, many talented entrepreneurs, and the achievements weren't visible. So I felt like, wow, there are these people here who are doing so much, but there's no visibility.
Talking about it.
Nobody is noticing anything. Like there was something missing. So I decided to create a platform that will celebrate us and connect us.
And just not to break that, so I would like to know, like, what was the moment that you noticed that that's something? What was that thing that made you feel like, this is something I can do?
Yeah, so I know we might come to this, but apart from Blackcellence Network, that I am a founder and CEO, I also own a business called Akwaaba Foods. So it was during that moment that I realized that, something needs to be done, because I became an entrepreneur myself, and it wasn't because I became an entrepreneur, but I realized that there were pockets of maybe Black organizations, but then there was no achievement. So that's what it dawned on me. And there was one day I was just at the farmers market vending, and I said, I just said it to my husband. I said, I think we need to have a platform where we can have Black excellence. and celebrate our achievement.
And that is the word. And that is what you
Yes.
eventually did.
Yes.
Celebrating
Yes.
Black excellence.
Yes.
Because we have people that are doing excellently in their
yes.
field.
Yes.
Not just even entrepreneurs, people in different
Yeah.
fields in
Yeah.
Regina, in Canada at large, you know. And I feel like, you know, that is what your platform
Yes,
is based
it's
on.
all-
I just want to know here, what was that, like what was the most painful or what was that frustrating gap that you noticed in how Black professionals and entrepreneurs were recognized here in Regina or in Saskatchewan anymore?
Rachel, it's still the visibility. That was the biggest gap. The visibility was the biggest gap. And I just wanted to help change the narrative.
And now, do we think we're there yet, or at least
You're getting there. You were there.
It's a progress.
Because of Blackcellence, we are there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can boldly say that because of Blackcellence, we are there.
And I have to say
Yeah.
that you were one of those people that inspired me to start in this. You might not know, but you
Oh,
were.
wow.
Because I've gone to our event so many times, and then I see all these people. I'm like, wow, you have this amount of knowledge, amount of people doing excellently. And then we come here and just keep quiet like nothing is happening. Like, you know, okay, we're immigrants, we're quiet. No, we're making our own mark in
Yes.
this world, in this
Yes.
city, anywhere we are as
Yes.
immigrants. And that's,
Yeah.
like I said, that's one of the things that I love about
Yes.
your platform.
We're here and we've made it home. You know, who is best to tell our story? We tell our own story
Yes.
and we tell it well.
We do.
Yes.
We do that. We
Yes.
do. Now, as an immigrant woman,
Yeah.
because when you came, you were new here, because I know that you weren't born here. You moved all the way from the UK. And where did you find the courage to start something that bold in a new country?
I'll say my courage came from purpose. It came from purpose because when there's purpose, you get the courage. Yeah, you believe in something. There's a need in the community and you believe in it. So you just want to create the opportunity for others to also walk into that purpose.
Because the fact is, we have to consider the fact that there are people who have ideas. There are people like, they see those kind of things, but then the courage to do it. Sometimes you feel like, oh, are people doing that? Say to people every day, one of the reasons why I do conversation, why I do this show, Conversations with Lady Race, I want someone out there, an immigrant, somebody coming in and see that, oh, there are people here doing things, you know, because sometimes it takes courage, you know, to come into a new environment. Everything is different as an immigrant. I'm not talking about people who grew up here and, you know, they already kind of know the system and how it runs, but people that come from everywhere around the world. It's always very tough to start something that bold. So,
you know what? I would say that I wasn't fearless. I simply was committed to making a difference. You know, and you have to even ask yourself, why am I here?
Purpose.
Yes.
That's the purpose.
And what is the purpose?
Yeah.
Why am I even in Regina? Why am I in Canada? Why am I here? Once you ask that question yourself, you're not asking anybody, you're asking yourself, why am I here? I'm not saying that everybody walks into the same path I'm in, but everyone has a purpose.
Why
they exist, why they are in their community or where they are. There is a reason,
And that is well, that sums it up. So now, what has been like the most rewarding part of building a community-centered platform? Because that's what you have right now.
Yeah.
And this is you building this in a place where you once felt like an outsider, because no matter how well you integrated at first in the beginning, there's still that feeling like, oh, I'm an outsider. So what has been it? What has it been like? What has been the rewarding part?
I would say finding sense of belonging.
Okay.
Yeah, finding sense of belonging through networking, mentorship, build business opportunities, and it's rewarding to know I've created a space where people feel seen, valued, and connected. You know, one of the things you just mentioned something. You said something about being here, and sometimes we feel excluded. We don't feel that we belong because
we still feel like an outsider.
I never felt that. And for some reason, I'll be honest with you, I never felt like somebody.
Okay. Can I pause? Can I say, does this come from the fact that you were living maybe in the
In the
Western world,
UK.
because you were living in the UK,
Yeah.
and then somehow
Yeah.
you integrated already into that. 'Cause
Yes.
for someone like me that came from Nigeria,
Yes.
I can tell you that was totally different.
Yes,
I did
yes.
feel like an outsider.
Yes, yes.
It was hard to understand the accent,
Yes.
or for people to understand my
Okay.
accent.
Okay, so now I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's because I wasn't, I was from a place that I had already built a community like
I
that.
think so.
So it
It
wasn't
sets you-
new to
yeah,
me.
that already gave you
Yes,
the
but
edge that you needed.
But absolutely, when I left the shores of Ghana, how many years?
See?
I felt the same. That time I was very, very young. And I felt the same. We all get culture shock wherever we go. And
Yeah.
as immigrants, we do get. But then for me, coming to this place,
Regina.
I had already built something and I understood certain things. So
So
it made it easier
to
for me.
integrate.
Yes, yes.
Good
Yeah.
one. Now I paused on this before, which is Akwaaba Food. Now I know that you love cooking, and your
Yeah.
love for cooking turned into a business.
Yeah.
So what does Akwaaba Food, what does it represent for you beyond food?
Yeah. So for those who are non-Ghanaians, your audience who are non-Ghanaians, Akwaaba means welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, all Akwaaba means is welcome in Ghana, and that's exactly what my business represents. It's a way of sharing my culture, bringing people together, and building community or connections through food. Because I tell the Ghanaian story through food. Yeah, there's so much that I do. It's not just about the Akwaaba sauces, the shito sauces that I make, but I connect that within the community. I do a lot of storytelling through food. The Regina Public Libraries, they call me to come in, and then I do cooking classes, and I tell the Ghanaian story through the class. Yeah,
I know you also go to farmers market.
Yes, so I'm at the farmers market.
We can also find.
Yeah, anybody who has been to Ghana before knows that name, that word. And then there was, it resonates with them that I've been to Ghana. This is a Ghanaian thing. And this guy just came to me and said, oh, wow, I didn't know that they had shito sauce here. I saw Akwaaba, and I've been to Ghana before. And this is a Canadian. And I had shito. Shito is a unique sauce connected to Ghana. So he came, we had a conversation. So this is telling the story.
Yes.
You know, it's not just about the sauce, but it's about my culture and telling that Ghanaian story. Yeah.
You're still bringing your culture with you, even though you're outside of Ghana. And I think that's one thing we all need as immigrants. You know, I don't think we really do leave that part of us. You're still bringing our culture into this space that we are right now. And, you know, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, you can never do. You need your Ghanaian food, your Nigerian food.
So that you're a CEO on your own, and a business owner, a community builder. So how do you balance this all without losing yourself?
Yeah, so for me, I would say I focus on priorities and I build a strong team. And I remind myself that I can't do everything by myself, you know, so I make time for family, for faith and self-care. And I have a good team within Blackcellence especially. Yeah, it was tough. You know, when you have a vision, it's not everybody who understands the vision. Yeah, this year will be our 5th year, but then I've learned throughout the years that we started Blackcellence, but then I can boldly say that I have an amazing team that I work with. So I don't, it's not overwhelming for me. So I would say that I've built a strong team, both with Akwaaba and then Blackcellence, and some amazing volunteers too. Yeah, who come and they understand. They see that, oh, this is something I want to be part of. And even the volunteers that come with some kind of purpose, because we are making an impact and they want to be part of that impact we are making.
That's awesome. Now I want to talk about Blackcellence. It's just, this is the
5th year.
The 5th year. And how has that been going? What has it been like through the years?
Yeah.
And when is it happening this year?
It's happening on September 19th. Oh. Yeah, and I remember it's quite a journey. It's quite a journey. I've learned so much from this, and because, you know, when you have an idea, sometimes the idea can come, but you know, the journey is different.
Yeah, it is.
You understand? The idea is there, but you forget about that, the journey that comes with the idea. So it's been an interesting journey, but because of the passion I have, it drives me to do more. The first year, we had how many people attended the gala? 100 people. I think it was between, if I add the volunteers and everything, we sold about 80 tickets. And I was like, oh, that, yeah. So it was really, really good. And then we grew. All of a sudden, the venue we used that year
was so small.
Yeah, we used there's a clubhouse in Emerald Park. It's a golf clubhouse. And then I went back to them and I said, I don't think I can hold this gala here. So because we grew, we realized that people were like, oh, there's something going on. They want a ticket. If we hold it there, we can't sell more ticket. So I made a bold decision and started looking at bigger venues like the hotels and all that. I went to a few hotels and then I went to Delta. And Delta is one of the biggest places to hold big galas happen in Delta. But I took that bold decision.
Wow.
I had that courage. I said, we'll do it here.
I think I'm going to insert some videos and some footage of, the Blackcellence Gala, just so we have an idea of what it looks like, because it's like I said, that, she was one of the people that inspired me to start in this. And it started from that Blackcellence, that was 2024.
Was it 2023, I believe?
No,
Is it
2024. 2024 was when I, moved to Regina. And that was the first event I attended. And then, it was like an award thing, and I was like, the food was so good. Like I ate, because most time when you use most of the bigger hotels, you don't expect the food, like jollof rice, for instance. The food.
I cook the jollof rice. A lot of people, yeah. So that's why I'm so intentional when it comes to this event.
Oh,
yeah. So
I was like, oh my God,
you didn't even know.
It was like black, and everything was excellent. Like that was exactly what it was. That name really describes what happened at that gala. So if you haven't attended Blackcellence, I think a lot of people attend, but if you haven't attended Blackcellence Gala, you should. It's happening September 19th,
at the Delta Regina.
So
so going back, the second year we grew, we were able to pull 250 people come to the gala.
Wow.
We had some amazing sponsors who were behind us. And then the third year, boom, another 100. So we did 350 people. And I was like, wow. So we you see, visibility started showing. People were like...
Why do you think people started showing up at this event?
Because they realized that something was happening. We are telling that Black story. Network is for people of color. It's not a Ghanaian thing. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's not a Zimbabwean thing. It's for Black people from the diaspora. You're here, like, if you have a black or brown skin, you are part of Blackcellence. You will be recognized. Yeah, so it's two events we do. Like the way we do our events, we are celebrating and making an impact. So through the celebration, we raise funds and then put it back into the community. Yeah.
So you see, so it still goes back to the community. And as much as we say Black and we say immigrants, I also want people to understand that, this is also part of integrating into your community. Because your community is beyond saying I'm Nigerian, I'm Ghanaian. It's beyond that. That your community at large is also this space that you now call home, And this is one of the way we also integrate into this community. So that's a beautiful thing to know. Now, just, wrapping up on this gist, I know that there are women out there, or there are people out there, so what advice would you give to an immigrant woman who feels unseen, unheard, and unsure of where they fit in Canada? What, from your journey, what advice would you give to such person?
When I left Ghana, I was very young, and as there's so many things I've seen, and I think for your question, I would say that don't underestimate your value. Don't underestimate your value. And your experiences, your skills, and your perspective matters, actually. So build relationships. That's one of the things I tell when I'm mentoring. I tell people that build relationships. Don't be box up in your corner. Go to Eventbrite and look at events that are happening.
And visit.
Yeah, there are so many free events. It doesn't even have to be a paid event. If you don't want to go to a paid event, go to Eventbrite. And then, our Black History Month events are even free now.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was one guy who attended our Black History Month event this year. He's from Jamaica, and he was new in Regina. He's a teacher, and he said he just went to, because when I see people and I feel that, oh, I haven't seen this face before, I ask them, how did you hear about Blackcellence? And he said, I went to Eventbrite. I just wanted an event to attend, and I saw Blackcellence. So, and he came, and he was happy to be there. So build relationships, seek opportunities, and don't be afraid to create a space where you wish existed, like mine. When I came, I found out that there were a lot of Black people here who were doing so much, and there wasn't visibility. Yeah. So you have to build or create a space you wish that space existed. You don't have to wait for anybody. You don't need anybody's opinion.
That's the word.
You don't go and ask somebody that.
You don't need permission.
You don't. That, oh, Rachel, I have an idea. Do you think it's not a good idea? You have the idea. God gave it to you.
Run with it.
So just run with it. It's either you do well or you fail.
And then you learn.
If you fail, you learn a lesson from it, and then you pick up from there and continue. So I would say that sometimes your greatest strength comes from embracing what makes you different. You see, your greatest strength comes from embracing what makes you different.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
So that's what I'll say, that be fearless and go.
And create the space.
And
that's
create
what
that
I'm
space.
doing right now. And
create that space.
That is why we ended up here on Conversation
honestly, I just love the space I've created, making
lovely.
an impact, and you were at the recent high tea
event. Yes. There was also the IT event. You know what? You need to just visit the Blackcellence website and see the event. Oh my God, people kept calling me and asking,
I know.
Did that happen in Regina? I'm like, of course it did. You know, but then those are things she does. And one of the things that I appreciate and respect about this woman is the excellence that goes into everything she does. And I'm so glad to have you here today. And you know, I'm still going to bring her more. Like, we're still going to bring you again. And this is just like an intro and all that. But thank you so much for being here today. This is such an amazing, this has been such an amazing conversation.
And thank you for having me. And I will say, I will end with this, that I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
I don't think I even knew who you were until somebody mentioned you, and then somebody had mentioned you before we even met. But I didn't even know when we met. I didn't know it was you. Well, but you know, these are some of the things I love to see. That you come into a space and you own that space. You don't need a permission to own it. You just own it. You're doing your thing. You know, even if it doesn't make sense to anybody, you've owned your space, and you're creating that space. And look at people like me. It's on your show.
Wow. I don't take it for granted.
I don't take it for granted too, and I'm learning. As old as I am,
I know I'm always learning.
Yes, I'm young at heart, and I learn. And then even when you go to my to the Blackcellence Network website, some of my team members are as old as my own kids, and I don't treat them like they are my children, but they teach. There's so much they teach me. And I appreciate it. They bring so much to the table. They bring so much knowledge that I run with. And they tell me that do this, and I do it. Yeah, especially those in my media team.
Wow. That is we just don't want to end this conversation. Every good thing must come to an end, just like this good conversation. And you know, one of my takeaway from what she said is, do not underestimate yourself.
Yes.
Own your space. So it's that word. Do not underestimate yourself. Just own your space.
There's so much value.
And until we see you again, keep shining.
Yeah.